Peace, and peace again. All right, this is my first video on TikTok that's red pilling or bringing the truth or truth seeking, as we call it. I want to make sure that we clear. I don't care about your parties, your party affiliations. Please keep your feelings to yourself. And more importantly, I want to say anybody that lost their life, property, everything else that's going on in Maui, my prayers are to you. I'm going to be doing multiple parts of this. So this is going to be a multiple part situation. I just want to make sure that part one is equal playing ground or equal, leveling out the playing field for a lot of people that's not into what we talk about or new to what we talk about, or those that criticize or have an opposing view of what we discuss. This is for that, and then everything else is going to be the more exciting situations. My gift is actually tying everything together. So for those that don't know me, that's my gift. For those that know me, let's do what we always do. So if you look in your timeline, you look on the news, I'm sure you got Maui, you got smart cities, you got DEW, direct energy weapons, and climate control. All right, let me get out the way. This is from 2018. Wait till y'all find out that the Paris Climate Control Agreement was a slush fund to wash money. Okay, cool. Been following this for a while. You got to realize this is where I want the regular person to put on their thinking cap that's critical on what we talk about. So United States was giving out all this money to all these other countries for climate control agreement. So a lot of y'all think we're crazy. So this is where I challenge you. How does fiat money or money in general controls the weather? Or if you pass this bill, give us this much money, you won't be as hot for the summer, or you won't have a cold, freezing. Makes no sense. So I just want to make sure that we're both looking at each other with equal eyes. Some of y'all think we're crazy. Some of us think you're crazy for not paying attention. But I want to make sure that we meet with respect and see where we can go from here. So on the part 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s, 6s, I will talk about more of the direct energy weapons and the and the more conspiracies that you've been seeing. But I want to make sure that we do an introduction first. So the introduction is going to be Maui situation, and I want to make sure that we don't take light of that. But we had a whole bunch of Maui situations beforehand. They just use different ways of, this situation is not just fire. It's earthquakes. They deal with the water and everything else. So I want a lot of people to pay attention to something that I want to tie into Maui, and then we can go crazier on the other parts. Deal? All right, deal. So a lot of people remember Hurricane Katrina. If you don't, and you're too young for that, let me brief you. Hurricane Katrina, you remember Kanye said, George Bush does not care about black people. Remember that, right? Okay, cool. A lot of people think that Hurricane Katrina, the average person believed that Hurricane Katrina harmed and killed folks. It didn't. They blew up the levees. That's what killed people. It was the levees getting blown up. It was not, I repeat, it was not the hurricane. The hurricane had already passed. It was the levees that blew up that killed folks. And then it was a rush of water that you see as that flood that we, the infants, pay attention to and what they share on the news. That's what did everything. So I want to make sure you're clear on that. Hurricane did not do it. Secondly, there was a lot of land down there that the government was trying to buy from people previously before that. And folks wasn't buying because those landmarks and that property was in houses generation after generation after generations. Keep that in mind too. So that happened. Fast forward, that happens. Then you remember the FEMA checks. So they, a lot of people were displaced and they were sent to Texas. They were sent to, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida. We even got people here in Vegas. All right. So they dispersed them everywhere and set them up with a FEMA check. All right. You need this FEMA check to get essentials. You need this FEMA check to live, to eat, so they gave them a FEMA check. And I want to make sure you tie this with Maui real quick. This FEMA check that a lot of people cash made them lose their property. It was a high percentage of people that lost their property. Some people were able to obtain their property, but the majority of people lost their property to the federal government when they cashed that check, and that check was made as a binding contract. But they didn't know that they were selling that they cashed that check. So I want to make sure in Maui, when Joe Biden come out and tell you, oh, you know, this is a $700 check for this, and you know, it's like, this is your $700. Do not cash that shit. They already tricked people with that already. And you see with previous articles and news articles that they want that land in Maui already, just how they wanted the land down in New Orleans already. So I want to make sure that we're clear on that. All right, let's fast forward. Let me click real quick. I'm gonna be sharing 2 articles or 2 tweets from 2020. That's Hillary, all right? She's talking about, you know, vote as early as you can, you know. That's Hillary. And here's Barack with the fires. A lot of people, you know, stopped paying attention to the fires and how those were used to move people around as well. So I wanted to make sure that we're clear on that. All right. So I'm gonna go deeper into these things later, but I want to make sure that they've been using water, earthquake, and everything else. Let's go to Haiti. The situation that happened in Haiti. They seen the do where they seen a flash in the air, laser beam, green. You can look it up. And then they had an earthquake. Who showed up? All right, fuck it. I'm not even gonna play the guess who game with y'all. I'm gonna get into that later. Barack shows up, Hillary shows up, Oprah shows up. All right. Situation that happened in New Orleans. Barack wasn't even president. Barack was down there and flew past it with the Bushes. Look into that conspiracy, quote unquote conspiracy. Before he was even president, he was flying over Hurricane Katrina with the Bushes. Hillary was down there. Oprah was down there. You look at Haiti, Barack was down there. Oprah was down there. The Bushes and the Clintons were down there. Look at Maui. You got Barack from Hawaii talking and everything else, trying to raise money. You got Oprah with the farms. You got Hillary talking. It's the same scenario over and over and over again. The wildfires. You got Oprah talking. You got Barack talking. I'm talking about on the West Coast. You got Hillary talking. I just want to make sure that this introduction is, you know, received, and then we can get more deeper into what I want to talk about. But for right now, pay attention. Do not let these people trick you. Don't think everybody's crazy. Peace. I'm out.